About that, quite the trek right there. Now to the newly beautified Thompson Stadium. I'd not been there since the reno and the turf, but it's definitely a beaut, Clark. Worth County in town to take on the fellas from Northeast. It's the playoffs, it's Rams and Raiders, and it's tonight's marquee matchup. Mr. Collinsworth, if you will. Well, it wasn't the prettiest night for football to start. We had a little drizzle going, but once the game got underway, everything was fine. If you follow Northeast football at all, you won't be surprised that we begin our fine coverage with Mr. Nick Woodford. Good run here, knocked out inside the 5. That'll set up this little sneak in. The first TD of the night for the Raiders and the first for Nick Woodford. Fired up, Northeast, fired up. Yeah, Worth County would score, good for them. But it wouldn't take long. Woodford would find his second touchdown of the night. Some fancy footwork. 6 is in for 6. How y'all doing? Raider rock again. Let's welcome Ezekiel Hicks to the party. He's off and running, cutting through. And man, when you have drizzle on turf, it makes for fun slides. Woodford weaving through traffic, close enough to hand you your remote on the couch. And we're living East Side out loud halftime. Consider it pure joy if you ever get to see the Northeast Red Machine Marching Band. So good, you'll see them later in the show. Second half underway. Raider Wildcat ball snap to Nick Woodford. And we are cooking. Back to Ezekiel Hicks. Here it comes. And he's going to be just short, and he hates it because he wanted it. Next snap, dropped. Worth would recover. That promising drive turned around into a Worth touchdown, and back and forth we go. Later, Raider rock. Somewhere in the backfield is Woodford looking for a seam. Finds a spot and eats up a ton of yards. Now watch this goodness. Number 22, Cedrica Stanley. It was so good on defense all night, but I didn't know the fella could do this. Let the big man eat. Let's go indeed. And I had to go at this point, darn weatherman duties, when I drove away. 9 minutes left in the game, tied at 27, FFN scoreboard. In those 9 minutes, the Northeast Raiders blew it open. Look at the stats for Woodford. 335 yards, 5 touchdowns. We're moving on up to the east side. They advance. Connor.